He'll be on your side. Have Coach Underwood start this game. Questions for the players first before we go back to coach.
Obviously, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. It was really good performance by our guys. We've come a long way in a short amount of time, and these two guys coming across the seas and playing in Europe and now playing here, and we're expecting a lot from them, and boy, are they delivering. So it was, anytime you face a John Calipari team, this is a top 10 team defensively and defensive efficiency. I thought Tommy and Ben got us off to great starts. It's pretty nice when your 5-man makes 6 threes, but allowed us to spread the floor. When I went to bed every night in the summer, these are the games I envisioned. Being able to spread the floor, being able to be hard to guard. KJ and Kylan downhill. We also have other guys that can do that, but Tommy got us started, and KJ finished it and made big shots and big plays, and we got a nice little lead, and we maintained, and that's really hard to do against a John Calipari defense and team, and they're so electric in transition. I thought our defense was really good. We took what we wanted to away. I think Davis hit 1 3. I don't know if any of their other guards, I don't have a stat sheet in front of me, I don't know if any of their other guards hit a 3. We wanted to force them into doing what they did, and that was a dude driving it and taking away that 3-point line. So very pleased, nice Thanksgiving, and my hat's off to these two guys for their performance.
Okay, Coach,
Yeah.
questions for KJ?
Jaspers, obviously closing the game, I think you had 14 straight points at one time. When do you know to turn it on and look for your own? Like, what's the balance of that for you when you know it's time?
I don't know. I just do what the team needs me to do or what the defense offers. So I just use the advantage.
Yes, Tommy, hadn't maybe made a bunch of threes before Joe, but you kept taking them. When did you maybe get a feeling? Was it after the first one that it was maybe going to be a day like today? At the warm-up. Well, the warm-up gave you that confidence. I don't know, I just felt really good shooting the ball. I knew if I had the chances to shoot, I'll make most of them. So that's how I felt before the game.
Bob looked over to Don Craig and said, I cover your brother. I know you guys were a big storyline coming in. You got the bragging rights now. Just how they feel. And you had a block shot early and hit the 3. You seemed like you were doing on both ends. It's just, what was it like beating your brother's team?
First of all, it's unusual to play against my brother. It's the first time. For the whole life, we were supporting each other. And this is the first time that I'm cheering against him. And so it was weird, but at the end, it feels good that we are the team that won, that we played good, and that we did not have bragging rights.
And I saw you guys hugged in the handshake line, obviously your brothers, but what was that moment like? Did you say anything in particular?
At the end of the game?
Yeah, I'm sorry, in the handshake line, I thought I saw you guys hug.
Yeah, we did. We are twins. Our connection is unbreakable, and whatever happens in the court stays in the court. We're going to give our best for our teams. Besides that, nothing else changes between us. So,
KJ, I want to get your thoughts on just sharing the backcourt with Kylan.
Yeah, so I love playing with Kylan. He's an amazing point guard and amazing defender, creating plays for his son and for other teammates. So it's a lot easier to play with him. I just love it.
Tommy, as you guys were matching up with this game, what was going against your brother? How was that? What were you looking for as far as like scouting and things like that? How much did that help knowing his game?
It helped a lot for me personally, but we were sticking to the plan. We couldn't allow him get early in the game with 3-point shots. And I think we did a good job there, stopping him to shoot the ball because he's a great shooter. And if he makes first couple threes, the game could go either way. And as much as I know him, he knows me, so there's no big advantage there. But I would say we did a good job on scouting them. The team did a good job preparing the game, and we executed it pretty well.
Tell me, what did you think of KJ kind of taking over late in that game? What can you tell me about it from your perspective?
KJ is a great basketball player. When I saw he signed, he came to Northern Illinois, I was happy because I was having a great point guard with me. And when he came here, when I started playing with him, I was just surprised how talented he is, what shots he's making, how unselfish he is. He's got leadership skills, and I would just say that he's one of the best point guards in the nation, and in the future he's going to be a real threat in the world of basketball. Hey Joe, what did you make of it? Your guards did defensively to force Arkansas, playing a certain style and maybe limiting them as well.
Yeah, so I would like to start with Kyle's defense on the ball. It's amazing. It's every game just get us going, and he just defend the ball so well, so we can run after and make the shots complicated for other team. And I think the defense wins. The defense is the winning place. Every defense, every rebound, and all the sacrifices in this end of the court helps to win.
I need more microphone. I guess for both guys, maybe Tommy, I guess the other guys call you Tommy, so I'll do that too. It seemed like whenever Arkansas was making a run back, they get to 10, they get 9, you guys would hit a 3 or get a drive or draw a foul. What was the key to, you guys always seemed to answer whenever they were trying to come back?
We were sticking to the plan. Doesn't matter if they make shots, they're a great team. Of course they're going to make shots, make good plays, but we were just sticking to our plan. Don't go into bad plays, don't rush to score. Stick to the plan we agreed to, and we are too talented offensively, and we should really believe in ourselves that we're going to make the right play, and at the end that's what happened.
Yeah, if you want to win, you have to play all 40 minutes. So you cannot relax even if the game goes a little bit worse at that moment, but we believe in ourselves that we will get some stretch after. So we just continue playing, continue defending, rebounding, and doing what we need to win.
Is that all for the players? Okay, let's pause for a minute.
Thank you.
Well, obviously, KJ can get it going like that, but it seemed like the first half he was trying to get everybody involved. When does he know it's time to look for his own, or obviously he took over that game. What did you think of it?
Yeah, you don't coach that. It's not like we were drawing up plays for him. Yeah, I mean, we were drawing it up to keep the ball in his hands late, but and create an action, a next action, and that's why next level people love him, is he has the ability to step back and make a 3. He has the ability to get fouled. He knows what the game needs. I've had him a very, very short time. I would love to take credit for all of that, and I can take credit for none. He's got a gift, and I think it was the first couple of games of the year, he took 2 or 3 shots in a game, and it was just what the game brought to him. There's no force. I've learned that, he's going to make a mistake or two. Let him play through it, and he's going to level out. And so I don't doubt that that he's going to make the right play most of the time.
Coach, would it be fair to say your team took a pretty big step in terms of grit and physicality today in this game?
Yeah, the one thing I liked about today was we got a nice lead, and we never wavered. We stayed we stayed true to it. And it was, it kind of got up there to 15, 16, 17. It'd get to 9 or 10, and then we would make a play. This group was unwavering. They made the plays when they needed to make them, and that's not easy to do. And you give Arkansas a lot of credit. They've got very, very talented players. Thero was tremendous today. Z was tremendous, and yet we always seemed to have the answer. And then we got key rebounds when we needed to and key stops.
Brad, I counted over the course of the game 4 separate loose balls, and 4 times you guys got on the floor and retained possession on all 4 of those opportunities. How happy does that make you?
Oh, we talked about it in the locker room. There were 4 opportunities to get on the floor, and we were the first one on the floor every single time. And we can talk about, what actions we ran and who made this shot. Those are the plays that will ultimately keep you moving forward in March and in the NCAA tournament. And we've built our program on that, and that's our culture. And every possession is a little battle, and to get extra opportunities was huge. So we got a lot of guys making a lot of really good plays.
Brad, I want to ask about the bench tonight. How does it feel for you just to have the luxury that you can depend on those guys to get it done?
It's tremendous. I mean, how about Jake Davis, Draven, what Merez is doing. I couldn't be more pleased with what Merez is doing on the defensive side and his presence and that, athleticism and grit and, everybody's contributing. Will, obviously is our leading scorer coming off the bench. And when you're more productive coming off the bench, in some cases, they're adding something. And when you want the pieces of the puzzle to fit, the bench is where it starts. And this group's starting to understand roles. They're starting to believe in their roles and really step into what those things are looking like.
You were asked at Big Ten Media Days, who might be the closer, and October you didn't know. Just as Casper's kind of emerged in that role, or was tonight his turn and maybe next week it's somebody else?
I don't have the answer to that. Tonight it was him. You kind of ride the hot hand. I think we've done that with Will a little bit. I think we've done it with Kylan. We felt, really good about what those situations are. I think when you're trying to close a game, you like, guys who can score it in multiple ways, and you like guys who can get to the foul line and make free throws. And most importantly, not afraid of the moment. But maybe Tommy in some sense. Ben, I don't know. Tonight it was Kasparis, and he did it very instinctive and just out of the natural flow of the game.
Brad, Boogie Flan shoots 2 for 12. Extremely talented player. Talk about Kylan Boswell's defense on him. Yeah,
Boogie's probably the best, considered the best freshman guard in the country, and what he's been doing. All season long. And to Boogie's defense, he played in some foul trouble. But I think, again, that's the KJ Kylan factor as well, having to defend those guys downhill in their drives. But, Kylan's really kind of 4 for 4, starting with the Sears game and against Alabama, and then the 2 home games, taking 20-point perimeter scorers and making it very hard for him. And tonight was no different. We paid a lot of attention to Boogie and didn't want him to get going. Kylan has a knack for being able to take that away.
Brad, 90 points on that defense. I think you said this is what you envisioned when you put this roster together. What about it most encouraged you?
Yeah, it was well-rounded. It was ball movement. It was the next actions. Nothing was. That's a top 10 defense. I think they were 10th in defensive efficiency coming in, and to do it with multiple guys and the spacing, and to do it in different ways. Tommy killed a possession late because he took about 8 dribbles into a post up, and I said, I don't want you posting up. And when you can keep the floor spread and get downhill, and it's modern basketball today, and we recruited to it, and we've got guys who can do it, and hopefully we continue to keep adding and keep growing.
Brad, you mentioned their top 10 defensive team. They're also top 15 in turnover rate, and you guys only had 11 turnovers. What was the key in taking care of the ball this afternoon?
Yeah, maturity. We're growing up a little bit. We saw a little bit of that against Little Rock, who was another top 20 team in terms of turnovers forced. We had one, I think Kylan threw one to Ben where he didn't come meet it late. And, KJ had a couple right there at the start of the second half. But for the most part, it's, we want people to pressure us. We want them to come out and extend the floor and pick us up, and that's to our advantage. Playing in the open court and as much space as we can create is advantage Illinois. I probably shouldn't have said that and given away a scouting report, but it's just maturity, guys understanding 2-foot jump stops, guys understanding ball toughness. That comes with experience, and we've been fortunate. We've seen some good defenses, so it's been trial by error there.
You mentioned the bench, but at the end of the first half, Kylan, Ben, Trey, all on bench with 2 fouls, and you grew the lead still. I mean, what did you like in that moment?
Yeah, my hat's off to those guys doing their job, not being afraid. I think Jake hit a big 3 in that sequence. I think that that's kind of when you've got to figure out where we're going to get it. I think we've got opportunities to get to the foul line, late in a half. Those are things that are advantageous in those moments when you do have guys in foul trouble, figuring out how to get fouled, go to the line. But Merez, I thought was terrific. I thought, Draven gave us a lot of really good minutes on both ends of the court. So that's what you ask for is just really good support and productivity when those guys come in.
Brad, how did this matchup with Arkansas come together?
A lot of people, a lot of conversations in CBS. And, this is Brooks Downey runs this, and we've dealt with Brooks for a long, long time. And, to get the opportunity on Thanksgiving Day in such a great city that loves basketball, great venue, and then to play a Hall of Fame coach. And I think it speaks, I'm going to brag about us. I think it speaks volumes to where our program has gotten, what a crowd we had today. And I think that, when we keep moving the needle, it's all that comes to fruition, and we jumped at the opportunity, and a lot of people do a lot of work, but here we are against a Hall of Fame coach on Thanksgiving, following the Lions Bears, and we know there are a lot of eyeballs on that today, so very excited to be a part of that.
Coach, maybe more than any other game so far, you had interchangeable point guards with Kylan handling the ball in the first half and KJ second half. How much of a luxury is that for you, and what kind of pressure does that put on the defense where you can just switch guys back and forth like that?
Yeah, it's always been something I've enjoyed doing. And I go back to Andres and Trent and Io. I've had multiple handlers. I like being able to take advantage of the mismatch that way, the hot hand that way, run different actions that way. Both of those guys fit that. You add Will in there. We run Will at point guard spot a lot in practice as well. So, that's who we are. We're always going to continue to have those guys on the court, and you add Draven to that, and we got a lot of guys who can handle and make plays.
Brad, Tommy had a block. He blocked Boogie at the rim, and then I think Boogie probably thought he was going to get contact. He did, and then he hit some threes. It just seems like Tommy had it going from both ends from the very get-go. Just what do you think his all-around game really filled up the box score?
Yeah, the best game he's played, and not just because he made shots. And I've said this many times. Tommy's one of our best shooters. Tommy is we've seen practices. We had a day where he was 9 of 11 from 3, and he is that guy. Our challenge has been at the other end. Where Z is an elite shot blocker and doing it at that, getting Tommy dialed in our ball screen coverage, and he's so cerebral. He's very, very smart. But challenging shots, using his length, using his ability to go challenge shots has been something we've been working with him on. And Z does it very instinctive. Tommy plays more position, but to see him do that today, now he's set an expectation that I can get on his rear end when he doesn't. So he was dominant today. I thought he was terrific on both sides.
Can I say one more?
Sure.
Billy Richmond, number 24. I mean, I assume
Yep.
you know about him as a recruit. I thought he gave Arkansas a good lift off the bench, kind of got downhill. I was curious what you thought of Billy scouting Arkansas, maybe from what you saw today and maybe what he can do.
Elite open court player. I think he's a guy that, we weren't necessarily concerned about him shooting it. I don't know how well he shoots it. We were playing him more as a driver. I think he's an elite defender. For a young guy to come up with the steals he does, get in the passing lanes, and then he's what we call a head rammer. He just gets downhill, and he's got a great body, great physical tools. Plays above the rim, and there's no doubt he's going to impact that basketball team a lot in moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.